It's day 3 of the 5 days Build My Website challenge. If you've made it this far, congratulations, because you are well on your way to completing the challenge, because we are about halfway through the challenge. Today, it is going to be one of the most important days, and it's the day which we get down to business, because we are going to be learning the design process and the tools for actually building on the Groove Pages application, where you are going to design and build your website. And I'm going to show you, and you have lots of practice today in learning the core skills in building your website and turning your ideas into a reality. So without losing or wasting too much time, let me just go through quickly today's outcomes. First of all, we are going to have a short recap of mastering drag and drop, which is on blocks. We're going to have some practice on how to add blocks and move the blocks around. Secondly, we want to start going into the elements. I want to show you what are the important elements to know about and how to use them. And I'm going to show you how you could put them together to make your website look really nice. Next, we are going to learn how to resize and adjust the padding in your website. And this is also going to involve making your pages SEO friendly and for it to stand out from the crowd. For the SEO friendly part, basically, I need to show you how you can start naming some of the elements on the website so that when it gets picked up by the search engines, there will be some information in the things which you put on the website. And that's just one of the parts which we will be covering in the day 3 of the challenge. I'm just going to go through the slides very quickly before we shift the screen to the Groove Pages app, because that is where we are going to do most or everything which we are going to cover on day 3 of the challenge. One of the practical exercises is to practice adding a few blocks to create your website. So that is the first part on the recap. We're going to go to part 2. We're going to go into elements today. I would like you to practice adding a few elements into your website. And the third part is on resizing and padding. So this is very important, especially when you are adjusting your website to be optimized across devices, from tablets to handphones, your mobile phones. And you will see that there are some websites which look really nice on the desktop or the laptop, but it looks really bad on the phone. So with the skills I'm going to be teaching you today, you'll be making perfect looking websites every time. And the practical exercise is for you to resize and add padding on your elements and optimize your pages and designs across websites, across the devices. And the last part is to build from scratch. This is going to be a true test for yourself. This is a milestone that I would like you to achieve. And I'm very sure that you'll be able to achieve it if you follow this lesson closely on day 3. I'm going to show you, and hopefully from this, you start believing that you can indeed make your own websites easily. And so we're going to be building firstly a very simple links website, and then we're going to have another chance of making a basic company website. Don't make it complicated. The philosophy is that if you can understand the core principles, the basics, start with that, and then you can build upon the simple websites which you are going to be building on today's exercises. If you can understand the fundamentals, you can make more complex and more sophisticated looking websites with more content in the future. Now, let's get right to it on the Groove Pages app, and I'm going to switch my screen right now. All right, we are back. Now, please open up your Groove Pages app and open any of the pages. We can just start on an empty canvas. So if you are on the website tab, please just add a new page to your website. And we want to just use this page, a single empty page, for the exercise. So you can just add a new page and click on blank template, and you will see a blank template over here, and it adds as page 14 or whatever page that you have. I'm just going to ignore that for now because I have prepared these pages in order to demonstrate to you what we are going to do today. On your empty canvas, there are just a few things we want to do today, and this is the whole list of things we are going to go through. The first thing is to master drag and drop. And this is a recap from yesterday. For mastering drag and drop, the things you need to do today is just to practice adding a block above an existing block or adding a block below a block that you have. So on your empty canvas, you should be seeing something like this. All right, so here it is. When you add an empty page or an empty block, you will see that there's a plus button. So go ahead and add an empty block, any block which you like. And this is just to have some practice with adding the block. And that would be your first block on the page. The exercise is to add a block above and below. So if you just click on the plus, you can just add any block that you like, any designer block. It could be a footer if you like. Maybe you can put the footer, it doesn't matter because you can move the blocks up and down. So let's just add a block above this empty container. And so if you don't want the block since it's a footer to appear on top, you just simply click on the down arrow button and that just pushes the block down. Now that we have got the footer, you could try to add on something above. So what you could add is probably a navigation bar. If you just want to try, add on a navigation bar, and there you have it. You got a navigation bar. With this empty block, if you don't want the empty block to be around, you just want to take a shortcut, don't want to add on anything to it, you could just delete it. And here is the delete button. When you click on the block, just delete it, and that's gone. Another thing that you can do is to just add the block again. Maybe you want to have some content this time. And if you're preparing a clinic, using a professional website for a professional business, like a clinic of some sort, then you just add on this block here, this content block, and you can start adding and changing the text and just typing whatever text that you want. So that is the first part of today. And now let's move on to the next part.